Welcome. We are with Coach Mike Jarvis again. Good to see you again, Coach.
Great to see you.
Likewise, it's great to have you here. So now we're looking at chapter 1
Okay.
in the 7 C's of Leadership,
Yep.
which is labeled confidence.
Yes.
Why is confidence important?
It's a state of mind. Confidence is what you think. I would always ask my players if they had confidence, did they have faith in me? And I think those two words really, fit really nicely with confidence, trust, and faith.
That makes a lot of sense. When you talk about paying attention to the thoughts in your mind, that being really important. If
Yes.
you think you can, you will. If you
Right.
think you cannot, you won't.
Right.
How is it that you balance confidence and humility, because you're also really down to earth in life
Yeah.
of success?
Well, sometime my wife would disagree with that, and many times I'll kid her and say, it's really hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way. It's a tough thing to be really confident and to be humble, because when we start to do well, we start to think it's all about us. Thank goodness we get knocked down.
It sounds like you're able to keep it in perspective.
Yeah, well, you know what? And I've had coaches, and I remember my Little League baseball coach, that we write about and talk about in the book, Stretch Headley. And I remember, we had the best team in Cambridge, and we would get on these winning streaks, and we start to think, man, we know more than the coach. We're just better than everybody, and then we would lose, and he'd rub his hands together, and he'd smile, and he'd say, okay. See you guys tomorrow afternoon for practice. And we go back to practice the next day. He would give us the amnesia speech about not forgetting who we were and how we got to be good and what we needed to do to be better. And then he would practice. Then we would practice and practice and practice. And we would go back to the basic. He would always take us back to the beginning. Very similar to what one of my Bible study teachers, a Jewish woman by the name of Marion Rosenthal, always took us back to the basics, back to Genesis, back to where it all began. What happens is, like I said, you get up there, you get knocked down, but then you got to have some place to go back to, and it's back to the basics.
Back to the basics.
Yes.
In chapter 1, you mentioned how you didn't see yourself as a leader.
Right.
But Miss Key, your 8th grade teacher, did. What was it like for you to hear that?
I never had really anybody outside of, let's say, a coach or a family member that saw me as somebody special. She just made me feel really, really important.
How did that affect, if at all, the way you coached others?
It had a significant impact on me in the sense that, I started to realize real early on that everybody was special in some way. And if she thought I was special, then who would I be to not think that everybody else was special?
You see what others may not see right away.
That's right, and I think that's a gift. It's a blessing.
And actually, chapter 1, you discuss how purpose plays an important role in confidence, saying confidence only comes from understanding who we are in Christ and what we have been called to do
Good.
with our lives.
Right.
So you mentioned a lot about who you are and whose you are, also making sure whenever you coach, your team understands and remembers who they are and whose they are whenever there's an obstacle or a downfall.
Yeah.
Defeat. How often do you think about who you are and whose you are?
I think about it every day, and I just know I'm supposed to be doing the same thing.
It sounds like no matter what's going on around you, your confidence isn't contingent on your circumstances. You're always able to remember who you are and whose you are. Who do you look up to?
The first person I always think about is my mom. I look at her, I look at her life, I look at, just how little she had materially, but at the same time, how much she had spiritually. All I have to do is just think of her and look at her life and know that, that I still have a lot to do.
What can students start doing today that will help them have more confidence in who they are, whose they are, and what they're called to do?
Well, I think, first of all, I think students today are in a very difficult position because everybody and everything seems to be coming at them. You know, the crazy world that we live in. I think the first thing that students have to do is they've got to study the Word. They've got to know their strengths, know their weaknesses, and just be aware of all the things around them. And then really, spend some time, I think,